Welcome to Gentle Yoga with Jan. I'm Jan, and in today's class we're just going to go through a basic gentle yoga class with some exercises and tips to help release neck tension and shoulder tension and to help us have a good posture. So roll out your mat and let's get started. Remember, if at any time you guys want to get your chairs or your props, make sure you're using things to take care of you. Listen to your body today. Perhaps, things are a little tighter today, or you've got a lot of movement, a lot of energy, whatever it is, honor it, okay, and go with it. I like to prop my hips up, so if you like to do that, go ahead and get ready. As we always do, we're going to start our practice just with clearing the mind, doing a little breath work, but closing our eyes. So allow your eyes to gently close. Start to notice the body. Just take that scan of the physical body, noticing any places of tension or tightness, and just be aware of it. And if you can, soften it. And then bring your awareness to your breath and just check in there. As we have thoughts come in, you will have thoughts come in during your practice that don't pertain to your practice, allow them to just move through you. Bring your awareness to your toes. Gently wiggle your toes. Can you feel your feet? And your fingers, gently wiggling your fingers. Bringing your awareness to your hands. Softly open your eyes. And just as you're gazing forward, let's take our gaze to the ceiling as we breathe in. So that soft, gentle reaching outward as much as possible and then looking up. And then exhaling, letting the arms flow down. So just that nice movement with your breath. You guys can move it, not with mine, but I want you to just really check in with your breath. When you're ready to exhale, let the arms fall. So it can be a really long, slow reach and a long, slow exhalation, whatever it is, moving the arms with your breath. I want you to do two more. Inhaling as you extend the arms out and up, and then when you exhale, let your hands come down. Good. Just a little bit more breath work just to get our lungs open. Breathing in through your nose. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And then exhaling, pursing your lips like you're blowing out through a little straw. Make that exhalation long and slow. Just relax and then take another deep breath in through your nose. And exhaling like you're blowing out candles. And at the end of that exhalation, there's one more candle to blow out. Really completely empty the lungs with that last little puff of air. And then relax. We're going to do that one more time. I want you to notice what you're feeling when you, hopefully you're feeling, it's challenging towards that end of that breath to blow a little bit more. This is really good stuff to get all that stale air out of your lungs. One more time, breathe in. Long, slow exhalation. And just a little bit more. It almost takes feels like it takes your breath away almost. Let's go ahead and reach up again. This time on the exhalation, I want you to twist. Let's twist to the left. Bring the left hand in or the right hand in forward and barely touch your fingertips here. One in front and one in back. And then take another deep breath in, lift the spine a little taller, and then come back up and exhaling over to the other side. Take another deep breath, straighten the spine. Exhaling On the next breath, bring your hands back over your head and then bring your hands down to your heart. Let's reach to the side now. Reaching up and over, leaning back and leaning forward, leaning back and leaning forward. Bring it up to neutral. Let's windmill over to the other side. Make sure you're breathing, shoulder coming forward and leaning back. Shoulder dropping forward and leaning back. Coming back up and exhaling. And shake out your fingers. Forward, out to the side, up over your head, in front and in back. And then let's just scissor our arms forward and back. Circling our elbows around and elbows forward. Now we're feeling that we talked about, we were just talking about neck and shoulder tension. I don't know that there's anyone that doesn't have it, but if you do, great. We're gonna work on it anyway. So just when you even think about your neck and shoulders, sometimes you don't even notice, oh, I think, well, is my neck and shoulders tense? We don't notice it till we really focus on it or we're doing something and then we're like, oh wow, this is really tense. So let's just take our hands, as we always do, and just kind of give it a little massage, hands reaching back. Find those places. And then we're going to get into it a little bit more. So before let's do our foot sliders. Now we're going to work our feet for our neck and shoulders, and you would think that's crazy, but you all know what that is doing. So take your feet out in front of you, and we're going to get the ankles warmed up, the legs warmed up, but it's also going to have a side effect of our neck and shoulders. So just holding on to your knees, I want you to look to the left and the right. Notice how far you can turn, and then we're going to see if there's any difference. So you can have your hands behind you if you want to support. Slide the right foot forward, flex your foot, curl your toes, really crunch your toes like you're trying to pick up something with your toes. Pull your toes back and then point. Slide the foot back towards you. Push down into the floor with the ball of your foot, but lift your toes. Let's slide it forward again. Flex, curl, pull back, point. Slide it back, push down and lift. Slide it forward, flex your foot, curl your toes, pull your toes back, point. Slide it back, push down and lift. We'll do it one more time. Slide it forward, flex, curl, pull back, point, slide it back, push down and lift. Let's bring our hands to our knees again, and let's look to that left side, or the side that you just worked, your right side, maybe if you're looking at me, and see if you are able to turn further. And then turn the other way and see if you notice a difference in the way that your neck moves. Let's do the other side. Sliding the foot forward, flex your foot, curl your toes, pull your toes back, point. Slide it back, push down and lift. Slide it forward, flex, curl, pull back, point. Slide, push down and lift. Slide it forward, flex, curl, pull back, point. Slide it, push down and lift. One more time. Slide it forward, flex, curl the toes, pull them back, point, push down and lift. Let's just go into easy pose. And I want you to, before we even turn, notice if not only the neck and shoulders feel better, but maybe the torso as well. So go ahead and take a look, and I am doing much better as far as range of motion goes. How about anyone else? Yeah, always a good thing to just set that up first before we really start going into any deep stretches. So something to think about that you can do during the day. So get into easy pose or sitting in your chair, however feels comfortable for you, and let's work the neck and stretch the neck a little bit more. I want you to tilt the head so that the right ear comes to the right shoulder. Let that left shoulder just dangle down. Let's take our arm out. And if you want to, you can take your hand up over your head and just rest it on top of your head to create a little bit more resistance and stretch If that's too much, just leave your hand on your leg. I want you to take your palms and open the palm up, spread your fingers and close. Open and close, open and close, open and close. Now open your fingers and spread them apart, and we're going to rotate them back and down. So back and forth, up and down, so the palm comes up, palm coming down. Now with the palm facing down, I want you to take some little circles forward, just little circles out to the side. Continue to breathe, and then bring the palm up and rotate it back. And just aware of sensation. Remember, if something doesn't feel good, we opt out, we lessen it, or we adjust. Palm down again, tight fist, release the arm down, bring it up, and bring it down. Just slowly noticing and being aware of what you're feeling right here as you gently lift up that arm and bringing it down and bringing it up and bringing it down. Hand behind the back. Gently bring the hands back to your lap. Okay, let's do the other side. So take your head, and we're going to tilt it now to the other side. So if you were doing your right side, tilt it to the left now. Take your hand out to the side and just shake it out a little bit. Open and close your hand a few times. If you want to take that additional stretch, put your hand on your head. Arm out to the side. Now notice what's going on. Now if you start to feel any pinching or anything while you're doing this, I want you to just modify it. Take your arm and bring the palm up and bring the palm down. So we're just rotating the hand up and down. Let's bring the palm down and make little circles forward. Just little circles out to the side, relaxing, trying not to tense the neck and shoulders. And then the other direction, palm up, circling back and forward. Good, let's let that arm drop down. Bring it behind your back if you want to. Notice what you're feeling. Bring the hand back into your lap and gently bring your head back up to center. So now we're going to take our hands up towards the sky. Inhale, look up, and exhale, bring your arms down into a cactus position. Let's inhale, reach up again, and exhale, bring your hands down, palms are facing forward. Now take your palms, face them back, and bring them on the low back. Now notice most likely your shoulders want to come forward here. I want you to roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, but keep your hands on your low back. And inhale, lift up your chin. Keep the hands where they are. Now notice what you're feeling here in your arms and in your chest and in your neck. Inhale, and then exhale, look down to the ground. Pull the elbows back again, bring the head up, bring the hands still pressing into the back, lift up your chin, relax your shoulders as much as possible, and we're going to open and close our mouth a few times. Open really wide and close your lips. Open your mouth really wide and close your lips. So you should be feeling a really intense and good stretch all the way from the throat down the front of your chest. One more time, inhale, open the mouth, exhale, close the lips, bring your head back to neutral, relax the arms and the shoulders, and bring the hands on the legs. And just pause for a moment. Notice what you're feeling here. Your face feel a little bit more alive and a good stretch here. Very good. Let's do a few more things. I want you to bring your right ear to your right shoulder again, but this time we're going to bring the chin down towards the shoulder just a little bit, and you'll feel a little bit of a different stretch. Now you'll notice that we want to keep this shoulder down. Tilt it back to the side and bring your head back up, and exhaling over to the other side. Now don't let the shoulder creep up, keep it down, and gently draw the shoulder down towards, or the chin down towards the shoulder. Breathe. Release. And then bring your head back up. Good. Let's just look up again and then down. And look up and then down. Come back to neutral. So you guys, which position do you think that we more likely spend most of our time in the day? Do you think we spend most of the time looking up or looking down? Mostly probably looking down, right? And what are we looking at? You know, our devices, our computer, the keyboard or whatever. So important that we counter stretch that during the day. So pause and take those, look up. Hopefully it's outside and you're looking up towards the beautiful sky or clouds. So important thing to remember, and important thing to incorporate in your day. Right, let's flip around to our hands and knees. Remove your bolster if you're on one. Place again your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and we're just going to tuck our toes, waking up our feet just a little bit more before we do anything else. Let's take our hips back, and we're crunching the toes. So if this is uncomfortable, really uncomfortable, you can avoid it. If it's a little uncomfortable, I want you to just to hang in there with me. We're just going to pause for a moment, bring some circulation down to the feet and the toes, bring the forearms to the mat, and then bring the forehead to the mat. With your face down towards your mat, you should really be able to hear your breath. Hopefully you're taking those deep breaths. So breathing in and out. Bring your hands back to the position they were and come back up. Adjust them if you need to so they're under the shoulders. Now go ahead and point your toes back. And we're going to take our first child's pose. So go ahead and take your child's pose. If you like to widen the knees, you can do that too. So take the hips back. And if you want to stretch the shoulders out a little bit more, you can slide the hands forward and drop the forehead to the mat. Come back up to hands and knees, hands back under the shoulders. Working the hips a little bit, getting them lubricated. Take your knee back like your knee is the crayon or the point of a right here of a pencil. So we're just going to draw back first and then draw out to the side and then forward and then down. Now making a big smooth movement, a big circle out to the side, circling forward. Now circle it back. Other side, knee coming out to the side, bringing it back and down. So making big circles in one direction, and we'll change directions. Bring the knee back to the floor. Even, tuck your toes again. Let's just take it back and bring it forward. We're going to bring your hands forward a little bit more so that when we lean forward, our hips and our legs are in the same position, a straight line, like a little bit of a plank. Toes are tucked right now, and then I want you to point them down. Tuck your toes, and if you want to, you can take a little bit more and lift the knees up off the ground into a plank. Otherwise, just stay here with the knees on the ground. Bring the knees back to the mat and take a child's pose. Come back up to hands and knees, and we'll take our first down dog. You can do this from the chair if you need to. Tucking your toes, spreading your fingers, lifting knees up off the ground, pull your hips back. Now widen the shoulder blades. Make sure the feet are hip distance and the knees are bent. A few breaths here. And then go ahead and pedal the heels down one at a time. Working out the back of your legs, the calves. Coming back to our knees and standing on your knees if that's doable for you. Take a deep breath in, hands up over the head, and then exhaling, releasing down. One more time, inhale. This time come down to cactus on the way, down. Slowly bringing those elbows to our side body, and then relaxing our arms down and just relax. Notice the position that your body is in. This is how we want to stand. Hopefully this will become your default position. So I want you to notice that again. So I want you to relax and just shake out your arms. So this is posture talk here. Usually when we think of posture, we think, oh, pull the shoulders back, suck the gut in, suck the belly in. And that's really not a good position to be in. When we pull the shoulders back, we create these improper positions with our back. But a natural way to know what position that would be in without having to pull the shoulders back is to take your arms up into that, over your head, and then go into cactus. I'm not really forcing anything. I'm just letting my elbows drop slowly down to my sides, and then I'll let my arms drop. And this position, can you tell it's different? It's upright, but it's not a pullback. So I want you to do that several times during the day until this becomes your default position, and wouldn't that be nice, right? All right, so let's go back to our hands and knees. And we're going to work the spinal balance a little bit. And then we're going to add some leg stuff in it and a little bit of a balance aspect to it. So take your left foot back first. Tuck your toes to help with your balance. Now, remember, as we go further into poses, you're welcome to just stay in what position feels best. You don't necessarily have to add on if it's uncomfortable or not doable. So right arm coming forward, palm facing in. Now remember to not crunch your neck, just to keep it neutral. If you want to, take the left leg off the ground and just breathe for a few breaths here and then release it. We'll do the other side. Right foot coming back, toes are tucked, left hand coming forward, palm facing in, back of the neck long. Adding, lifting the leg if you want to, and breathe. Hand back to the mat, knee back to the mat. Now we're going to add something different. Left foot stepping back, right hand forward, lift the leg up, right hand out to the side, left leg bending, foot is flat. If you can, I want you to reach back and try to touch that foot. So we're crossing over, a little bit of a balance here. And if you want to add a little bit more, you can push the foot into the hand. Release it. Right foot stepping back, left hand forward, right leg lifting, left hand out to the side, bending your right leg, reaching back, touching your foot if you can. If you can't touch, just maybe reach it and release it back to the mat. We're going to take a wide knee child's pose now. So feet or knees wide, feet together, let the hips come back. Slide hands forward if you want to, rest forehead on your mat. And surrender. Let this be a pausing moment, a moment to just check in and surrender. Come back up to hands and knees, hands back under the shoulders, knees back under the hips. We'll do a few cat and cow poses. Inhaling, hips lifting, chin lifting, exhale, contracting. Feel your body, your spine start to move and open. Inhaling one more time, belly drops down, hips lift, chin lifts. Exhale, contract. Back to a neutral position. We're going to take down dog again, lifting hips up, knees bent. Making our way back to standing, you can either hop, walk, or step the feet to your hands. So however you want to get there, Knees are still bent. Hands dropping down. Nod your head yes and no. Really shake out the upper back. Inhale. And exhaling. Good. Shake out your hands and walk out your feet. All right. Legs. Let's take our feet a little bit wider. You can stand sideways on your mat if you want to. So as you take the legs wider, you can still be on your mat. Bring your heels in just a little bit and let your knees draw over your toes. Really important to hear when you bend the legs that the knees are going the same direction as your toes. If they're going a little bit more inward, then we need to move our feet a little more inward so that when we bend, but hopefully you can take those feet out so we're getting a little bit of an inner thigh work here. Let the knees bend. Let's come down into that squat position. You can go down as far as you feel comfortable. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. You can add cactus position if you want to, or you can keep your hands down here. Breathe. Your legs might start talking to you. Breathe. Come out if you need to. Hands back to legs. Push the feet into the floor and come back up. We're going to take that a few more times. Inhale. Exhaling. Coming down into that squat position, making sure the back feels comfortable. Belly pulling in slightly and up. Arm position if you want to. Wiggle fingers. Hands back to legs. Coming back up. Let's do one more. Are your legs talking to you? What are they saying? Take them down. Breathe. Arms up if you want. Hands back to legs. Push the feet into the floor. Come back up. Toes pointing forward now. Take them a little wider. Let the right knee bend and let those hips just come down. I want you to notice sensation of what you're feeling. Too much stretch, take it in. Don't be afraid to take the legs wide and explore. Bend your other knee now. And let's just kind of go back and forth. So I want you to kind of play with it. See how far you can bend. And let it, how far do you need to bend to feel a stretch? Maybe some of you, even just having your legs apart is enough. So we're just feeling awareness and stretching in a safe way. Good. Come back to neutral and let's just bring our feet together. You can hop or just step those feet back together. And let's just walk it out. Shake your arms, kick your legs out to the side, out to the back. Good. Let's take a forward bend. Remember, as we always do, we bend our knees in our forward bend. We're not just hinging and folding forward with straight legs. Bend the knees, long back and straight back is what we want. Let's go ahead and go into that forward bend. Long spine, hands to legs or a block or the floor to something so we're not just hanging out in space. Drop your head and open mouth exhalations, 3 of them. Breathing in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Notice if you're going, I want you to, all 4 corners of your feet to be placed into the floor. Making those deep breaths happen while you're holding that forward bend. Drop the hips down into ski pose. The back is flat, hands to legs, head comes up, and then start to straighten the legs. Your legs should have You can feel that pretty good. Shake it out. Shake out your shoulders. Deep breath in. Hands reaching up and exhaling. Take it down. So what about balance? Should we do a few balancing poses? Always a good thing. We're toning the standing leg and we're also helping our balance. Balance is going to change every day, so don't freak out if you don't have balance today. We're just going to do a basic tree pose to start with. Bring your weight and your balance onto the right foot. Lift the left heel, and you can bring it up to the inner thigh, down below the knee on the calf, or just tap it down on the side. What I want you to make sure that's not happening is this. Keep your hips level and make sure that we're not doing this. And see, the upper body is going to curve like this. We want to pull in and up so that everything is lifting and straight. So as you put that foot into the floor, it's really easy to let that hip come out. So push, what helps is to think of the standing leg pushing into that foot. So find your position. If you need to hold on to something, hold on to something. In and up. You can even hold that. You can bring your hands to your heart. I'll show you several different positions. And if you're moving around, that's a good thing where you're challenging your balance. So in and up. Find your hand position if you want to. Arms can come out at a T. You can interlace fingers. You can do cactus. So be aware of what's going on your foot as well. Breathe with it. In and up. Hands relaxing down. And let's just release and walk it out. So what's going on in that standing leg? Did you guys feel that? Starting to fatigue a little bit. Your feet, really good for the arches of our feet. Really good to work that in this way. So let's do the other side. Bring your weight and your balance onto the left foot now. Lift the right heel. Keep the body in and up. As you start to transition into the pose, make sure that you're remembering these things. Bring your foot up onto the inner thigh or calf, or just hold it. In and up. Hand position of your choice. And we want this to be a place, even though it's a challenging position, I want you to be in that place between effort and ease. So remember that. Not too freaked out that we're not balancing, but calm and breathing. And you're the only one that can tell where you are at. So adjust to make it calm. Release the arms, release the foot, and walk it out. And let's work the front of the legs a little bit. Let's do that by just taking our foot back. We're going to just do some leg lifts backwards. And to do that, I want you to slide the right foot back and just tap it here for a moment. Then from that position, I want you to lift up the heel. That will get your knee in the right position. It won't be here. We want it back. Flex your foot and then release it down. So this is simple, basic movement, but can you tell what's going on in the muscles of your legs and where is it occurring? Be aware. Slide your left foot back now. Lift it off the ground. Flex your foot. The knee stays pushing back. The knee is still pulling back. And then release it. Now we're going to do one at a time, just quick little reps. It's not marching forward like this. It's sliding back and lifting. Slide it back and lift. Slide it back and lift. Back, lift. Do a few more. Very good. And just walk it out. Now a balancing pose, another balancing pose. Weight and balance on your left foot. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Drop your shoulders and lift your heart. Soften the foot. Hold on to the knee with your left hand. Take your right hand out to the side. And if you want to, you can add a little bit of a twist. If you fall out, you just come back in. Back to center if you're twisted, and then step that foot down and walk it out. Weight and balance on your right foot. Left knee comes into the chest. Drop your shoulders, lift your heart. Staying here, or taking your left hand out to the side, maybe adding a twist. Coming back to center, and then bring your foot down. So hopefully that challenged your balance. We want to challenge our balance. We don't always want to stay in our comfort zone. They say we should be doing something that scares you every day. So whether it's a balancing pose or not, probably not a balancing pose, but just think about that. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something different. You guys know I'm all about brain stuff, so drive a different way that you usually go when you go somewhere. So that's just one thing we can do. All right, let's go back down to the floor. So to transition to the floor, just come to the front of your mat. A nice breath in, inhale. And exhaling, folding forward, bending the knees, dropping the head. Stepping back to plank. Dropping to knees, come to the tops of your feet. Let's let the hips come forward. Again, we were just here earlier, but now we're going to let the hips come down lower into a little bit of a back bending pose if you want to. If this is uncomfortable for your back, I want you to stay back here or whatever level that feels good. Let the front body open up a little bit more. One more down dog. Pull the hips back. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Deep breath into the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Knees coming back to the mat and relax. So let's go ahead and while we're here, I want to go through maybe just one or two reps of our salutation. So we're going to go back into our down dog, walk or hop the feet forward, come back to standing, inhale, and exhale. We'll go right into our salutations. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Remember, you can use your chair for this. Drop your head, right foot stepping back to lunge. Left foot follows into our down dog again. Inhaling into plank. Exhaling back to down dog. Right foot will step forward now. Take several steps if you need to. Even use your hand. Left foot comes forward, forward bend. Back to standing, inhale. And exhaling, release. Let's do the other side. Breathe in, hands reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot steps back. Right follows. Inhale to plank. Let's add that up dog. Modified knees to the mat, tops of the foot. Optional pose here. Back to down dog, exhaling. Left foot stepping forward. Right follows. Back to standing, inhale. Exhaling, hands release. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, folding. Left foot steps back. Right foot steps back. Knees to the mat. Child's pose. Forearms come to the floor. Make a pillow with your hands. Come back up to hands and knees. We're just going to flip our feet around so that we're in a seated position first, and then we'll roll to our back. So I just want you to put your hands around your knees, and let's do boat pose, just a very modified position of it. So bring your hands behind your legs. Notice that you might be back on the back of your sitting bones. I want you to roll to the front of your sitting bones. And if you can, bring your feet off the ground so they're light. This might be your position and as far as you're going to go into the pose. If so, just stay here, but lift. We want to keep the heart lifted in as we advance into the other positions. Feet flex next. Feet up to knee height. Still heart lifting. If you want to, bring hands out to the side. Still lifting with the heart. And then release it. So let's take this slow so that we work the core while we're transitioning to the back. Let's just start with a flat back, lifting the heart, shoulders dropping down, push the feet into the floor. So this position alone, you should feel the legs very active here. Pushing the feet into the floor, you'll feel the quads, the hamstrings, and even the calves firing up. Now we're going to release that and just relax. And now you can let the back start to round. Holding behind your legs if you want to roll to the floor. Take your time. And the floor should feel pretty good right now. Bring the feet up a little bit closer to your seat. One knee at a time coming in towards your chest. And give yourself a big, juicy hug. That should feel really good. Arms coming out to the side, making sure that you're feeling the space between the floor and the knee. So if your knees don't come all the way to the floor, you can use a bolster or a block to support that. So let your knees come over. Try to relax. If your knees are to the left, try to relax that right shoulder down into the floor. And we're going to take a few breaths here, releasing breaths. And on the exhalation, I want you to feel what happens to that upper body as you exhale. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling a nice ha. One more time, deep breath in. And a nice ha. Can you feel the tension in the shoulder and the chest start to lessen when you exhale? So not only are we just relaxing with breath, that sigh tells the nervous system that it's okay to not tighten up and to relax and to be able to relax and go, okay, I don't have to be in fight or flight now. I can soften. So ideally it's good to hold and be in this position for a little bit as you start to be more aware of where you're feeling. Oh, I'm pulling here, I'm holding and tensing up here. I can relax that a little bit more. So be aware of that. If your knees are out to the side, out to the left side, bring your right arm up above your head on the floor. So just reach up back behind you on the floor. And then bring the arm back out to the side. Let's come out of the pose, knees coming back to center, and letting the knees drop over to the other side. Remember, the closer we have our knees to our chest, the better it is for our low back. A lot of people will have their legs down here and twist, and now all that feels normal because they've been doing it for so long. It's not so great for the spine. So knees come up. Feel the space if you need to. Arm coming out to the side. Deep breath in. That sigh, that ha. One more time, breath in. Another exhalation. Pause there for just another second or two to notice where you can maybe soften a little bit more. If your knees are over to the right, take the left hand, slide it on the floor up above your head, and then bring it back out to the side. Knees coming back to center. And let's do one more stretch, and that is reclined pigeon. I want you to bend your left knee, bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Some of you, this might be your pose, just staying here, flex your left foot. If you need more sensation, you're really not feeling any stretch, bring the right foot off the ground towards you, or the right leg towards you, and reach between your legs and hold behind your leg. And you pull that towards you just until you're feeling a stretch. You'll feel it in your glute, and it's good for this. This is good for your hip. You can take that right foot up to the sky, whatever feels best for you. So just kind of play with it. Feel your stretch. One more breath. Right foot back to the floor, uncross your leg. Now right foot crossing over the left, foot is flexed. Reach through, hold behind your leg. Leg can straighten or bend. One more hug, knees in towards your chest. All right, let's get ready for Shavasana. So get cozy. You can lie on the floor, you can sit in your chair, take time to get your props, your eye pillows, and this is your time. This is almost the most important part of your practice. Well, it really is. This is where we allow the body and the mind to totally relax, to regroup, to ground. And to start, let's go ahead and take some more, just a few more of those releasing breaths. Telling our nervous system that it is okay. It is okay to do nothing right now. We don't have to plan. We don't have to worry, be concerned about anything. You're safe right here on your mat for 5 minutes. So give yourself permission to do that right now. Deep breath in through your nose. A nice releasing ha sound. Ha. Sigh it out. Soften your face. Notice the muscles around your eyes and let them relax. Relaxing so much that the forehead starts to relax. And you can feel your mouth start to soften and your jaw. And that ripples down into relaxing the neck and the shoulders. No need to hold the tension there. Let go of your burdens, let go of your worries and your cares. See if you can visualize them just draining down into the floor, down into the earth. The head's just resting on the floor. Your body is starting to become heavier the more relaxed you are. Letting your body rest, letting your mind rest. Shoulders are relaxing, the arms are softening, all the way down to your fingertips, allowing your hands to open. Open those palms up toward the sky. Open your hands so you're ready to receive. Feel the sensation in your hands. Allow your chest, your upper back to soften, your hips. Notice what's going on in your belly. Is any tightness, stress there in your belly? Let it go. Your low back, down into the pelvis, your hips. Bringing that sensation, relaxation down your legs, to your feet, even to your toes. Feel the arches of your feet. Everything softening, relaxing. No need to force the breath, but I want you to observe it right now. Very subtle breath. Very soft breath. Relax your chest. Relax your lungs. I want you to sense and take a body scan of your whole body with your mind's eye. Notice any places that you're holding tension. Let it go. Eyes stay closed. Gently bring your hands to your belly. Feel that natural, slow rhythm of your breath. As we make that transition, just take your time. Eyes remaining closed. Allow the knees to bend. Roll to your favorite side in fetal position for a few moments. Propping yourself back up to seated. Just a pause here for a moment. Go ahead and open your eyes, and we'll end our practice with a nice inhalation, taking the hands softly up over your head, circling around, hands coming to your heart. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, you guys.
Thank you, Jen.
You are so welcome. It's always good to see everyone, even though it's through a screen. Just going to see if anyone else popped on here that I haven't seen. All right. Jim and Kay, you made it?